Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on a 1440. I had a 1440 and a 1641. I'll post a picture of the 1641. That's going to be a project all by itself. But this 1440 was supposed to be seized, and this is the third one this year. It wasn't seized at all. The bearing was bad in the backside of the electric clutch. So right there's the clutch we're going to put on today. This machine here is actually not in bad shape. The deck has been painted black. But it's really solid. The plastic is in exceptionally great shape. The 1641 that I just posted the picture of is an extremely rough looking machine, but the front nose piece doesn't have a crack in it, and this one here doesn't either. So we're going to get the clutch on it. We're going to try it. If everything works out right, we're going to get that all buffed, cleaned, and we're going to mow the lawn with it. So now, putting a clutch on a 1440 is real easy. Right here is our keyway. The keyway in the clutch is right there. I have one LED light in the shop that blew out. We had low voltage the other day, so I'm hoping that the light is good. Now, one thing I'm going to do differently, if you get these through the factory, they run the harness for the clutch underneath the motor. I am not going to do that, and then they wrap it around this way. And the reason why I'm not going to do it, I don't think it's necessary, and I think it makes it more complicated when you go to change it out again. Now, electric clutch on these seem to go quite often. Not sure exactly why. I don't know if they have low voltage. A battery is just so expensive for one of these. I think a lot of people run them with low battery. That's all there is to it. It's a 3/8 fine bolt to hold it on. Now, I know I said this before, I like a 1440. I know a lot of people don't with a Briggs & Stratton. I will admit a Briggs & Stratton has its issues. But we had two of them. We bought one brand new as a kid. And we had good success with them. You just have to change the oil in them. We're going to tuck that in. We're going to put the belt back on, which might be a fun job. We'll see. We'll lock that in. And there we go. Let's get it started this morning. That belt looks a little loose, so maybe we're off in the backside. Let me look. Turns out we were off. Everything looks about right. Let's start it up and see if it fixed it. Now we're going to move the harness for the headlights up front. I don't want to run them through the mower deck. So we're going to start it up and we're going to see if it fixed it. This might be a little bit cold-blooded. 1642 deck on it. It'll take a long time to mow my lawn with this, but we're gonna get the plastic on it. Let's get it cleaned up, and we'll see if it mows. So we're going to do that. Now, like always, I'm going to use magnetized socket, and we're going to put them in 5/16 bolts. You don't want to tighten them up, and this one here doesn't seem to want to thread in. There it goes. Sometimes these bolts go in hard. Don't know why. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you get your hood right in adjustment immediately. Sometimes you don't. If you put it together with the front nose piece and the hood all together, you'll be closer to getting it lined up. See, this nose piece here is in exceptionally great shape. Now, I don't usually sell machines. I'm in the parts business, but this one here, if it mows well, I am going to sell it. For some reason this year here, I've received a lot of 1440s in. We'll leave that right in there. We're going to tip it up and we're going to install the lights. The correct way is to run the harness through this hole here, and we are going to do it that way. We're going to put the oil tube right there after we're done. Don't yank the wires. It'll just cause you issues. Now, my whole goal is to make it look like it's never been apart before. I'm kind of particular. I've been told that by many different women. I'm kind of particular, but you want them to look nice. You don't want to force any of this plastic. It's very delicate. Getting hard to get. That's why I have videos on repairing it. And you notice when I put WD-40 on it, they slide right in. You don't have to tap them real hard, and it'll just save your panel. We're in the north, so you don't want to weaken your panel any way, shape, or form. We get winter here. You can see how nice that went right on there. So after we get done putting this wing nut on, we're going to adjust the hood, try to get it as close as possible so there isn't any catch in it when we lift the hood. There's no set procedure. I've had some emails before on putting hoods on, how to get them correct the first time. I'm not that person. I can't get them perfect usually. This one here is pretty close, I'll admit. We're in pretty good shape. We'll check the other side. This one here is really pretty good. So we're gonna tighten them up. Already greased the machine, greased the steering box. Now, I'm just gonna tighten that up just a little bit. I don't wanna over tighten it because I don't wanna crack that plastic. It's rare that you get plastic that is so perfect. I'm anxious to see how it shines up. If you don't have magnetized sockets, get some. They just make the job so much easier. You'll get pretty frustrated if you try to do it without a magnetized one. There we go. Let's get it buffed out and let's see how she turns out. We're going to use some Wizards Turbo Cut. I don't think it's going to take a lot to bring this one back. Now, don't put rubbing compound on this emblem. It'll take that blue right off there. I know I said that before. I believe this one's going to look the best of all of them that we've done on film. Now you can see we have a couple waves in it, or whatever you want to call it, some little discoloring right in this area right here. But this Wizard should bring it out, right, especially in this area right here. you don't want to burn through because these hoods are painted. I know I've said it before, but I think this Wizards is really good. Now we're going to apply some flash wax, some Melco. I like Melco products. I have good success with them. We'll let it harden up on there and we'll look at the final results. We're buffing the wax off in it now. Now we're going to wipe it down with a microfiber towel. Then we're going to start mowing with it. We're going to see if we have it looking good and working good. It's not brand new, but that wasn't my intention. Some fenders look really good. That Melco wax does a good job. You always want to touch it up with some rubbing compound. I prefer Wizards. Everyone has their choice. And I did get an email on that the other day on hubcaps, and I agree. I actually am going to try Fitz, I think is the name of the polish for chrome. I'm going to try some of that. I've heard that's really good. I appreciate the emails, the comments. Good or bad, I like them all. This is what I do 7 days a week. I love my job, I'll have to admit. I like to bring these Cub Cadets back to life. So let's get out there and see how she mows.